Hello everybody, this is Mr. Lowe. We are going to start today's lesson 6-1. Topic 6 still covers division, except now we are looking at division with decimals. So there will be decimals in our dividend, there will be decimals in our divisor, and there will be decimals in both the dividend and the divisor. But lesson 6-1 starts off with something that we already know. So follow along, take good notes, and pay attention. As you guys recall, what we're looking at right now, these are all positive powers of 10. So we have 10 to the first power is 10, 10 to the second power is 100, 10 to the third is 1,000, 10 to the fourth is 10,000. This is stuff that we already know, you guys. This is like the third or fourth time we have seen this. And we know that when we're dealing with powers of 10 and we look at multiplying by a positive power of 10. So if I have a decimal like 6 and 4/10 times 10 to the third power, remember when we used to talk about this in class, we would say, all right, I just have to rewrite this 6 and 4/10 down below, and I'm going to move the decimal, literally, because this is a positive power and it's 10 to the third power, I would move the decimal 3 places to the right. And my decimal is going to go here, and everywhere I have that loop I got to put a 0. So 6 and 4/10 times 10 to the third power is 6,400, because the decimal moves from here to here. Alright, and then we also talked about dividing by powers of 10. And since multiplication and division are just the opposite, so now if I have 6 and 4/10 and I'm dividing by, let's say I'm dividing by 100 this time, well, 100 is really 10 to the second power, and that exponent over here tells me to move the decimal in 6 and 4/10 2 places. Well, in multiplication, we move the decimal to the right. What do you think we're going to do in division if division is just the opposite? We are going to do just the opposite. We're going to take that decimal and we are going to move it 2 places to the left this time. So I go around the 6, and I go around here, and I put my decimal, and I have to annex a 0 here. So 6 and 4/10 divided by 100 is 0.064. Remember, guys, we're not counting zeros. You are physically moving a decimal over. And because we're dividing by a positive power, we are going to move the decimal to the left. So we move the decimal to the left. Oops, that's a terrible arrow. There we go. To the left, the same number of places as our exponent or our power of 10. We could be looking at 100, 1,000, 10 to the third, 10 to the second, whatever it is. So let's go ahead and do a couple of examples, and let's see kind of where things are at. Alright, so you're going to see a problem that looks like this. Everybody write this down in your notebook. 735. We are going to divide that by 100. Well, where's the decimal? So what I do is I copy my problem down. Right below where I'm copying my problem down, I take my first dividend and I rewrite it. 735. And of course I know this is a whole number, so there is a decimal, and the decimal is always at the end. And now I'm dividing by 10 to the second power, so I'm going to move that decimal 2 places. One here, and I'm going to put that decimal in my answer. And then what I do is I go ahead and I rewrite my answer next to the problem. 735 divided by 100 is 7 and 35/100ths. Let's do another one. In your notebook, you are going to write this problem. Let's do 7.7 divided by 10 to the first power. I take my dividend and I just recopy it right below 7.7, and I know I'm moving my decimal one place because that's what my power tells me, and because we're dividing by a positive power of 10, we are going to move this decimal one place to the left. And so my answer is 0 and 77 hundredths. I can also write this just 77 hundredths as well, too. You don't need to have that 0 there. Sometimes you want to have it on your homework, sometimes you will not. So really, I mean, kind of what you're looking at today is just moving a decimal. The key, though, is for everybody to write down examples. Write down the problem as to how it shows up in your book. Do all your work in your notebook. So you write, you number that problem. If that's number 1, I copy the problem down. I rewrite my dividend, and I move the decimal in my dividend, and then I rewrite it as an answer over here. All right. So you are now going to sign into Envisions, and you are going to work through several problems. Just take your time. You guys are going to do great. Have a great day.